All right, folks, Rich Van Tassel with you, finishing up our game picks for Week 9 of the NFL season. And of course, we are recording audio for Get Live Radio. The Arizona Cardinals, 3-4, 1-3 on the road, travel to San Francisco to play the 49ers, who are 0-8, 0-3 at home. Injuries first for the visiting Cardinals. Daniel Munyer, center, is out. The rest are questionable. Carlos Dansby, linebacker. Frosty Rucker, defensive tackle. Britton Golden, wide receiver. Chad Williams, wide receiver. For the 49ers, Ronald Blair III, defensive end, is an injury reserve out. Pierre Garcon, wide receiver. Kwan Williams, cornerback. Aaron Lynch, linebacker, are out. Reuben Foster, the linebacker, is questionable. Carson Palmer, of course, is not playing as well. He's going to miss a significant amount of time, so Drew Stanton gets the start. You would have to figure if San Francisco is going to win a game, it would be a game like this. Arizona desperately trying to keep their last-ditch season alive here. They brought in Adrian Peterson, good when he first came over in the first game for Arizona, was not so good after that. For the 49ers, their defense has been good at times, but has also not been good enough at times. Their offense has really been pretty bad for the most part all season long. Carlos Hyde, one of their better players, under 4 yards per or just over 4 yards per carry, that is. He needs to get the ball more. San Francisco is going to go to Beathard again, or Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't know if Garoppolo will get the time in this game because they just acquired him over the week. So I'm expecting Beathard to get the start. It wouldn't surprise me if Garoppolo goes. That's certainly something to keep an eye on. I don't think with or without Garoppolo, they're going to be able to win this game just yet. Certainly when Garoppolo starts playing and starts getting involved in the offense, then they will be much more proficient. But if he plays in this one, I don't know how much of the offense he knows, how much he is incorporated into the system, so they would struggle to win. But I expect Beathard to get the start, and I expect the Arizona Cardinals to find a way to win this game regardless of the situation. 21-17, San Francisco's offense continues to struggle. The Washington Redskins, 3-4, 1-2 on the road, travel to Seattle to play the Seahawks, who are 5-2, 3-0 at home. Seattle has won 4 straight. Injuries for the visiting Redskins. Monte Nicholson, safety. Brandon Scherf, guard. Martell Spate, linebacker, are questionable. Ty Nechke, offensive tackle. Trent Williams, offensive tackle, doubtful. For the Seattle Seahawks, all listed as questionable. C.J. Prosise, running back. Cam Chancellor, safety. Sheldon Richardson, defensive tackle. Jeremy Lane, cornerback. Tanner McAvoy, wide receiver. Washington, of course, they are dealing with some significant offensive line injuries. They didn't have basically any guys. They were shuffling guys in they had just picked up last week against the Cowboys. It really affected them. Brandon Scherf has been upgraded to questionable. Of course, you have Nechke and Trent Williams. The 2 tackles are now listed as doubtful. So they've been upgraded to doubtful, if you want to say upgraded. But I don't expect doubtfuls to go. Brandon Scherf, being that he didn't play last week, that is a serious question mark in this case. Not a situation where I'd expect them to go. If they can't, I would expect Seattle to get serious pressure with Michael Bennett, with Sheldon Richardson, assuming Sheldon Richardson, a questionable, is able to go. That's going to make it tough for the Redskins and Kirk Cousins. They won't be able to develop much of a running game as well. Chris Thompson has been good at times, but with those offensive line injuries, it's going to be real difficult. And even with the way Washington's defense is playing, Josh Norman returning, they've been very good. Don't get me wrong, they're just in too much of a compromised position because of the offense because of the offensive line injuries, that is, for the Washington Redskins. It compromises their defense too much. And Seattle is going to run the ball. Chris Carson has been good. Russell Wilson is going to make the plays. He's quietly putting together a very nice season, 15 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. And Seattle is going to get the win at home. It's just too difficult of a situation for the Washington Redskins in this one. I'm liking 28-17. Seattle gets the victory. The Kansas City Chiefs, 6-2, 3-1 on the road, travel to Dallas to play the Cowboys, who are 4-3, 1-2 at home. Injuries for the visiting Chiefs. Tamba Ali, linebacker. D Ford, linebacker. These are pass rushing outside linebackers in the 3-4, by the way. Albert Wilson, wide receiver, are all out. Justin Houston, another pass rushing linebacker, is listed as questionable. For the Dallas Cowboys, Cole Beasley, wide receiver. Noah Brown, wide receiver. Malik Collins, defensive tackle, are listed as questionable. Chidobe Awuzie, the cornerback, continues to struggle with the injuries. He is out for this game. I look at the injuries for the Kansas City Chiefs with their pass rushers in the linebacking situation. That should give Dak Prescott plenty of time in this game. Of course, he will usually have time to make plays to begin with because of how good the offensive line is, but especially in this situation, look for him to be upright and look for the Cowboys to try to establish a passing game early. I think that's what they're going to do in this one. Ezekiel Elliott has gotten another stay with his suspension, so he will be playing in that game. How much longer that lasts, we'll have to see. But he is playing, so we'll just take it for what it is as of right now. I would expect the Cowboys are going to use him late, try to establish the pass early, try to control the clock, try to put some points up on Kansas City and make it difficult for the Chiefs to just do what they want with the Cowboys defense, which has struggled at times. Travis Kelce and Byron Jones is going to be a good matchup. Jones has to be at least competitive in that one. I expect Kelce to get the better of him, but Jones has to do enough for the Cowboys to be successful. Can the Cowboys win a home game? I think they've righted themselves a bit these last 2 weeks, and I look at the injuries to the Kansas City Chiefs on defense, and I think the Cowboys will get the win. I like 24-20. It should be a very good game, however, but the Cowboys will come away with the victory. And then the Sunday night game, the Oakland Raiders, 3-5, 1-3 on the road, travel to Miami to play the Dolphins, who are 4-3, 2-1 at home. Injuries for the visiting Raiders: Jamezy Awaliye, fullback; Nicholas Morrow, linebacker, are questionable. David Amerson, cornerback; Garen Conley, cornerback; Demetrius McCray, cornerback, are out. For the Dolphins, William Hayes, defensive end; Jay Cutler, quarterback; Devontae Parker, wide receiver; Jermon Bushrod, guard; Andre Branch, defensive end, are all listed as questionable. We got to keep an eye on that Jay Cutler situation. Now, while I usually expect questionables to go, this is a situation where I think they may just be upping it just a bit because he has broken ribs, so it's a serious questionable. It can go either way. That, to me, a situation with Jay Cutler should be listed more as a game-time decision on this one. If he is able to go, he is going to try to take advantage of that depleted Oakland Raiders secondary, missing two starters in Amerson and Conley and another guy in Demetrius McCray. He's got Jarvis Landry, he's got Devontae Parker, he's got Kenny Stills. He should be able to just throw the ball as much as he wants and really pile up the yards. Where's Miami going to find the running game now that Jay Ajayi is not there anymore? And by the way, Miami will be looking to pass regardless of if Cutler or Matt Moore is playing, but especially if Cutler's in there, that's what he likes to do. He likes to throw the ball. I just see the injuries as being too much for Oakland to overcome in this game with the receiving core of Landry, Parker, and Stills for the Dolphins, and you're missing three cornerbacks in this game. I don't see how Oakland can go on the road and get the victory in this one. It is west to east, but it is a late start, so that shouldn't be a problem there. But all in all, Miami is going to put up points in this one on the depleted Oakland Raiders secondary and come away with the victory. I'm liking 27-20 in favor of the Miami Dolphins over the Oakland Raiders on Sunday Night Football.